Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. This is Ann Dillard coming to you live. I'm so glad to be able to get on tonight to share with you about Project Safety Nets because we are in our 10th year. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary, and this is really, really important to me. I know we were scheduled to come on at 7 o'clock, but we had so many technical difficulties. Let me take this off. I don't need it anymore. So many technical difficulties, but we were able to work it out. Thank you, Jesus. We were able to work it out. I could have just gone live, but what I really wanted to do was I wanted to have some speakers on with us, and plus I wanted to show you all the a PowerPoint presentation that I put together. So tonight I am excited to be live, and I want you to share this video out, share it with your audience, share it in your groups, because we're talking about global missions, global work. We're talking about saving lives and impacting lives, both locally and abroad. And so I want you to share this video. I've got lots to share with you about our 10-year journey with Project Safety Nets. So right now I'm sharing it in my Project Safety Nets group. And if you are here with me, I'm just going to ask you to share it on your Facebook page, share it on your group so that other people can see it. Hey, Sabra, I'm glad you're joining us. Monique, I'm glad you're here. Thank you, Michelle. Woo-hoo, 10 years. Yes, I'm so excited. Sis Kimball, I am so excited that you're here. So the people who are here, I want you to chime in and let me know how you've supported Project Safety Nets over the years. On the panel, I have Madam Tina Maynor with me, and I also have my friend Laverne. Laverne, your camera is on, so we can't see you. I'm not sure how come we can't see you, but I want you all to be panelists. I'm going to promote you all to panelists so that, there you go. All right. So you should be able to talk. All right. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. I got my friends here with me. Again, I'm Ann Dillard, and I am the founder of Project Safety Nets, and this is our 10th year. Can you believe it? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint that I want to share with you. And I'm going to go through this. We should have, started at 8 o'clock. But again, because of technical difficulties, we weren't able to make that happen. But, things happen, and we got it worked out. And now we are rocking and rolling. So while I put this up, I'm just going to connect to my phone on Facebook because I'm looking for people to ask questions, and I'm hoping people will be interactive and engage with us throughout this PowerPoint because we've got lots of highlights to hit on. Okay. So Senegal, West Africa. All right. So let me get on here. I want to be able to comment here. All right. I got to hit my volume so that I don't get feedback. All right. So lots of technical stuff, and you all might be able to see my guests. I have Tina Maynor, who's here. She's been with me since the start. Oh my goodness. And Laverne Campbell, my bestie. We've been friends since the 8th grade. Hey, Laverne. Okay. All right. So let me start by saying Project Safety Net, Senegal, West Africa, right? From 2008 to 2018. As I go through, I want you to see this is 10 years and counting, right? And a lot of people say, why Senegal? Why Senegal? Well, back in 1998, my godmother started traveling to Senegal. Her name is Dr. Margaret Wright, and she's out of Chicago, Illinois. And she started traveling to Senegal. You know, a lot of African Americans, our goal is to go to the motherland and, you know, to have that experience. And so she went in 1998 and absolutely fell in love with the country. And so over the years, I helped her pack, help her get things together, you know, collect donations, and heard all the stories, and just had this huge desire to go. One of the things that happened when she went was that she saw the conditions of the schools and went back to her school. It was McDade Classical School. She was the librarian there, and share with her students what was going on in the schools there. And the students decided that they wanted to do something. So that year, through the connection of one of her students, Western Union donated 1 million pencils to schools in Senegal. That was amazing. And so she started doing a lot of things, sponsoring families, helping women to work, and she did so many great things. And a good thing that she did, well, it was all good, but she started the Pen Pal Connection. So Tina, can you tell me about how we jumped into the Pen Pal Connection, fast forward to 2008?
Okay. Well, at the time I was working at Patrick Henry High School in North Minneapolis, and we had students there who were excited to make a connection using their French language skills. So we wrote letters to the students at Cité Radio, and they sent letters back to us. It was really exciting. We did it again a few years later, but with elementary school students at Pierre Bottineau French Immersion.
Yes.
And now we're doing it with Edison High School.
And this is like our maybe third or fourth time with Edison, but it's just been evolving. And we did it also with North High School. We did it with Washburn High School. So the Pen Pal Connection has really been making its rounds in the Twin Cities. And now we're doing it with schools here in Georgia.
Woo.
Yes. So moving along, okay, just a little bit about Senegal. And then I'm going to try not to talk too fast, but let me shout out to the people on the line. Hey, Miss Keisha, I'm glad you're here. Yes, I love the nation. Sister Sonia, I'm glad you're here. Trina, I'm so glad you're here. Y'all send some love and send some comments so that I know exactly what you want to hear about. Asan, I'm glad you're watching. Okay, so Senegal, just a little bit of history about Senegal. It's located on the northwestern coast of Africa. So Senegal is like known as the door to Africa. It's bordered by Mauritania, Mali, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau. And Senegal, okay, how come it's not moving? Senegal got its independence on April 4th, 1960. That's not so long ago, 1960. And the country got its independence from France. So the population is, the formal language is French, even though they speak many, many different languages. Population well over 14 million. In Senegal, very densely populated. The capital is Dakar, which is a very densely populated city. And Senegal is about the size of South Dakota, if you can make that reference. Again, the language is French, but also their native language is like Polar, Jolar, Mandinka, and Wolof. Over 60% of the population is of the Wolof ethnic group, right? So Senegal is 92% Muslim, 7% Christian, 1% traditional or animist. It's so amazing because I love being in Senegal, but for some people who are not well-traveled or well versed in cultural affairs, they'll say stuff to me that's really, unintelligent. They'll say stuff like, well, do you feel safe when you're there? And that contributes to our ignorance. And yes, I feel safe when I'm there. Christians and Muslim interact. They share each other's holidays. They intermarry, and they live together in peace. And all the ethnic groups also live together in peace. Gabby, I'm so glad you're joining us. So this is these are pictures from some of the main attraction spots in Senegal. Very beautiful. This is the university in Senegal. The literacy rate is about 57.7% of the population, and more males are considered educated than females. And the money is called CFAs. And when I do this presentation in the schools, the kids get excited because I tell them, you can get 600 CFAs for $1 US. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to Senegal because I can be rich. Well, not really, because whatever you use $1 to buy, you're just spending 600 CFAs on it, pretty much, right? So when I was in Senegal, my first trip was in 2008. And when I went with my godmother for the first time, I was just overcome by some of the atrocities that I learned about, especially after visiting the slave castle there on Gorée Island, Ile de Gorée. And at that time, one of my friends pointed my attention to malaria. She was working with the immunization department in St. Paul. And I learned that every 30 seconds, a child under the age of 5 dies of malaria. That's over 1 million a year. And those are only cases that are reported. And when you live in a country like that, there's so many cases that's not reported, right? And so as I learned, I wanted to do something along the lines of building bridges, reconciliation, something, because I was just torn by the information that I got about the slave trade, the Middle Passage, and all those things that had happened, and how significant Senegal is in the slave trade, or was. And so I started Project Safety Nets. And Project Safety Nets, our mission is helping citizens of developing communities to create sustainable lifestyles through education, health, and economic development. And so we've been doing that for the past 10 years, which is just picking up really where my godmother left off. So how did we do that? What are some of the things that we did? We have 3 areas that we focus mainly on, and that's education, health, and economic development. So when I got back from Senegal the first time, I went to my Rotary Club and shared with them, and they offered to give me $2,000. And Steve Beechler, who was my mentor at the time, he shared with me, well, you can take the $2,000 and, you might get, mosquito bed nets were like $10 each then. So he was like, you might get, well, how much is that? 200 mosquito bed nets. My goal was 1,000. Or he said, you can take it. I'll show you how to multiply it through the Rotary grants, and you can do a significant work with that. Well, we took the $2,000, and with the help of other organizations and other Rotary clubs and Washburn High School, we turned that $2,000 into $48,000. Woohoo! And we bought 16,000 mosquito bed nets instead of 200, right? And my goal was 1,000. We also equipped the school with we had a van load. Laverne, do you remember we had like a move-in van load of school supplies? Yeah, I can't hear you because you're muted. School supplies, and then we bought a copier, we bought camera, we bought all kinds of equipment for the school, because at that time the teachers were doing a lot to to support the kids, and they weren't even getting paid that much. And then we bought enough materials to outfit and establish this maternity ward with 20 beds. Now, the maternity ward, the building had been sitting there for 10 years. And what was happening was the pregnant mothers were traveling to the main hospitals. There were a lot of complications. By the time they, were able to give birth, there was a high infant mortality rate, and the mothers were dying too. So now they were able to have a maternity ward right there in their community, right? So those were the main things that we did with that grant. I'm just going to pause to say welcome, Sister Celeste, and Kirsten, welcome. Sabra, yes, that was awesome. Hey, Joseph Dillard is watching. Hey, welcome, baby. So these are just some of the agencies and the Rotary clubs who helped us with the initial grant. So like I said, Project Safety Nets is broken down into 3 different areas. And we have education, health, and economic development. So we're going to talk about education first, because Tina, I know you have to go soon, and the pen pal letters and our collaboration is going to come up in the education piece, okay? Okay. All right, look at this picture. So this was my first group of students who wrote pen pal letters. They were from Patrick Henry High School. Do you see some familiar faces there?
I see Sylvia Hill.
Sylvia Hill, she's gonna kill me for putting this up. She is on there. And then these are kids at City Radio School who respond to those letters. This was, yes, this was 10 years ago. Amazing. So when we look at education, there were so many different things that we did and have gotten accomplished over the years. And Laverne, you can feel free to chime in whenever you want to interject and say something. Okay. So through the years, okay, so Tina, I want you to talk about this slide. This is Friendship Day that was sponsored by Edison High School and Northeast Middle School.
Mm-hmm. So this is 2 years ago. We told, Miss Ann came to our class and she talked about all the things that Project Safety Nets were doing. And I asked the students, what do you want to do? And they said, we want to work for world peace. And we think that one way to do that would be to promote health and fun on top of education and having the pen pal relationship. So they decided to, because they shared a passion with Senegal for the sport of soccer.
Yes.
Made a plan to go and raise money from classmates, raise money from local foundations, working together with Northeast Middle School and Edison High School. They raised several $100s and were able to put in a box that went with Miss Ann on the airplane of 21 soccer balls. And if you see the blue and yellow jerseys that they're wearing were also donations from people in our school. We sent some pumps for the balls, and we played soccer together and took a picture of our group with the same yellow sign that you see Miss Ann and the kids at Cite Radio holding. So we sent that over there too. And then maybe you want to talk a little bit about all the other cool things that we were able to do with the leftover money. The students were so excited about how far their dollars went to really have a positive impact.
Yes, that was so amazing, because I remember specifically when I was at Northeast Middle School, one of the students said, well, why are we not doing something for health? You know, we're just doing fun stuff. And and when we were at Edison, the kids were talking about, you know, it's good the kids are faced with so many challenges, it's good that we do something fun. So what we did was combine the two, right? And what we were able to do was we were able to inoculate all the students with vitamin A drops, right? And vitamin A is essential for your eyesight. And so all the students then got, I think it was 2 doses. Laverne, was it 2 doses of vitamin A drops that they got?
It was vitamin A and also the anti-malaria medication. That may be the 2 doses. The
Yes, yes. They also got the anti-parasitic anti-malaria medication for the students. And I'm going to tell you in a little bit how huge a difference that made. So some of the other things that we did was we hired some community members to also make food for the kids, and we fed them. So we hosted a friendship day where we played soccer, had fun, fed them, and they were inoculated with the anti-malaria and the vitamin A. So,
I wanted to say that the children were so excited to be recipients of the love that came from the United States. So, though it may seem like it's just balls and jerseys, they don't always get the opportunity to have those different things to play with. And so someone taking their money and their time and their love to ship it over and give them an opportunity to play soccer, which is such a huge sport in their country, they were so excited and so appreciative of what was done for them.
Right. And to add to that, the fact that it came from other children. That was exciting. That was exciting. Let me take a minute to just welcome Amber Meldrum. I'm glad you're here. My cousin Mika is here. You all feel free to ask questions. We are talking and on Zoom on this panel with me. I have Laverne Campbell, who's traveled with me probably 6 times now, and Tina Maynard, who's a teacher in Minneapolis, French teacher. She's been working with me since 2008. And my godmother, who is the original visionary for this, she's on here too. And I'm going to have her speak in a little bit. But let me move on with the school. So here are pen pal letters. And it's so amazing the response that I get from the students when I bring pen pal letters back. Tina, maybe you can speak to that a little bit.
Well, so for us, it's neat. The kids have a real audience for their new French skills. They get to think about what they'd like to ask the students and what they want to know about their lives. And then there's nothing more magical than getting that big envelope from Senegal. And it's got all their handwritten things with drawings and sometimes stickers, little flags of Senegal drawn in and colored. The paper is different. Everything about it is sort of exciting and new. And when our students open it up, even the handwriting feels exotic to them because it comes from a whole different tradition. They're taught very French style handwriting. And anyway, it's a total cultural experience, and it's a connection from kid to kid across the world.
And what an amazing experience that is, because, this is authentic cultural connections that we're making. And for you to be open to bring that into your classroom, I think it's such an enriching experience that you offer your students. And I think
it's a way that makes it feel real.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Sherry is joining us. Welcome, Sherry. I'm so glad you're here. You all feel free to ask questions. Again, we're celebrating our 10th year with Project Safety Nets, and we're talking about our journey in Senegal and some of the things that we've accomplished over the last 10 years. So Dr. Margaret Wright is here with us. And as you all know, she's my godmother, and she is the person that introduced me to all of this greatness. And so I'm excited that you're here. we don't have much light on you, but if you say something, your face will come up on the camera. Welcome. Okay, I'm not hearing you real well. Let's see if you are. Let's see. Okay, try again. Okay, I'm not hearing you. Can you hear me? Okay, she's not. I'm not hearing her. Her microphone is probably off. All right. So we're gonna keep moving. Hopefully she'll be able.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, great. My
Yes.
mic had been muted. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening. Welcome.
Evening,
I'm so glad you can join us.
Glad to join you, and I'm excited about what I've heard.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for being the wow, the visionary, the lead on this.
Well, one plants, another waters, and God gives the increase.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Yeah,
So
when I start, go on.
Go ahead. We were just talking to Tina Maynard from Edison High School about the pen pal letters. So I just wanted to bring you on to say whatever you want to say about this. Can you believe it? It's 20 years for you, 10 years for me.
Unbelievable. Quite a number of years have passed, and my first journey was in 1998, and I went to West Africa because the trip was cheap, and I'd always wanted to go. And when I went in 1998, my life changed, and I continued to go. I made 12 trips almost consecutively, except for the year of the 9/11 tragedy.
Yes.
And terrorist activity. Otherwise, I was going every year until 2010. So it's been a great experience. I'm thankful for the opportunity to go there and to be impacted by the lives of those that I saw. What I learned, I took into the school system as an educator, and I started a pen pal program and had my students writing there. And I agree with the teacher that said those pen pal letters are powerful. When you get that package and you share it with the students, it just takes you to heights unknown. I also was able to sponsor a trip with some of my students. After communicating with their pen pals for a number of years, they had an opportunity to go and to meet the pen pals and to take school supplies and other materials that were necessary. And it's been a rich experience. And I'm glad that my goddaughter has taken the mantle and has gone on and is doing great things. And I'm very pleased and very excited to see Laverne and all of those that are involved that I haven't seen, but I hear about the great things you're doing. And I'm just really touched by what a difference one person can make and what a difference you can make into the lives of each of the individuals whose lives you touch over there. And my prayers are always with you, that you'll be led and that you'll be safe and that you will really make a difference to impact the lives of those there, not just for a day, but for a life.
Right. Thank you so much, and thank you for starting this journey and passing it on. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you for taking the mantle and running with it.
Thank you. And we have some more people joining us. Jazz, you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Charles, thank you for joining us. And Joseph said, awesome to hear. Dr. Wright, thank you for your labor of love and your vision. What a blessing.
Bless you.
Oh, wow. So, okay. All right. So we're going to move on. Okay, so over the years, when we look back at the educational component, some of the things that we've done for the school, we have established the electricity, we promote security and made sure all the doors they got security locks on the building, repaired toilets, gave them the internet, we gave hundreds of mosquito bed nets to the students and also to the staff. And that was amazing because the teachers, they give so much, and for somebody to come and pour into them and give to them, that they're so appreciative of everything that we do. We've also had medical missions at the school where we've taken doctors with us and gave the kids free health care. We had the Friendship Day that Madam Maynard just spoke about, sponsored by Edison High School and Northeast Middle School. The Pen Pal letters, and we also promoted sustainability with the students there by hosting the Hen House, where through a collaborative with MCAD, Minneapolis College of Arts and Design, they came up with, they wrote to the headmaster and asked, what is it that they can do to promote sustainability? And he said, we would like to raise chickens. So what happened was the Hen House became a part of the school's curriculum, because in the 6th grade, if the kids are not able to pass their exams, chances are they don't go on to a higher education. So when they had the opportunity to form the Hen House, they learned transferable skills, which was very important to their livelihood. Zena, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. We also gave them computers, and we've worked on the administrative building, because when a company came in and rebuilt the school, they did not build a space for the administrators. So by the time we go back, the administrative building should be completed. All right, and so under education, we also have Abby, and some of you are familiar with Abby. And Abby is my Senegalese daughter, and she is from the Fulani village. And Abby wanted to go to school to further her education. And we were able to get support for Abby through the years so that she could go back to school and get an education. And a picture here is Abby back in her village helping us during the medical mission. So thank you for everybody who has supported her through the years. This program is a bridge between education and health, and it's the Days for Girls. And one of the things that we've done with the Days for Girls program is people here, Rotarians here, got together to make hygiene kits with washable pads, and we brought them with us to the Gambia, and initiated a group of 50 young women. We worked with the Women's Initiative of Gambia, where Aissatou Cissé is the head of that. And what happens is, in some developing communities, when girls reach the age of puberty, they're not able to go to school because they cannot manage their cycle. So having these washable pads really help them to be able to go to school and manage something that's so natural. And while we were there, we hosted a 2-day conference in the Gambia, and we had 50 girls. We also gave them mosquito bed nets, and we talked about health, proper hand washing, proper care for your body. We empowered them to go on to get a good education. Part of the Ministry of Health was there, and when he calculated, he said, with this program, these girls will be able to go to school at least 37 more days per year. And an update on that is that the government in Gambia wants us to continue to provide kits like this throughout the country. But we're working on sustainability because that's a part of our program, sustainability. So we are working on how can they make the kits there. And so that's part of the project that we're working on. Thank you, Mika, for saying congratulations to our team. Yes, we've done a lot over the last 10 years. Laverne, can you say a little something about the hygiene program with the girls, and then how we transferred it into Senegal?
Well, it was actually a very exciting time when we were able to bring the hygiene kits to the girls in Senegal. They were really receptive of it. And you saw through the 2 day conference, you saw their change, how they became more self-confident and proud of themselves, and being able to know that they are young women, that they can do anything, because that was the message that we were bringing to them. And so last year, I think it was, we were able to bring the same program to Senegal. And again, we brought a number of young ladies together that you're seeing on the screen. And we were sharing with them how these, the hygiene kit could assist them. And it helped eliminate excuses for,
Mm-hmm.
for them not to move forward. Because sometimes, when you go through things in life, that we always can come up with a reason not to continue. But we were able to eliminate that reason for them. And again, it gave them a self-confidence. And it was just an exciting time to not only see them be receptive, they became ambassadors for the program itself. So they were able to teach each other how to use the product, as well as to encourage. They're going to be support systems one to another. And so I thought it was just an exciting opportunity, a great time. And so we look forward to this program actually extending to the other young ladies in the area, and we're looking forward to seeing their progress as they move forward.
Yes, yes. All right, Marquita, are you still with us? I want you to share a little bit in a little while.
I'm
Okay.
still here.
Okay, excellent. I'm so glad that you're able to join us, everybody. This is Marquita Johnson. This is my therapy bestie, and I'm so glad you're here. We're talking about all these things in Senegal, West Africa, Gambia, the different countries that we impact. And I'm wondering, from somebody who's probably new to Project Safety Nets, what are you thinking about right now?
Well, for myself, I know mission has always been just a heart thing for me. It's always been something that I've been interested in, and knowing more about how I can be involved and how maybe one day I can even go is exciting. Being a single parent and being a mom, you always have something to do, and you're like trying to figure out, well, how can I be involved in this, and how can I give in this way, and how can I really just show the compassion and care for others, which is so important to the work that I do. So I'm just excited to be here and to learn more about Project Safety Nets, and definitely to support you, Ann, and your vision.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that you are here. Now we're talking about the next component of health. And health is so important, because if you don't have health, you really don't have much, right? And so some of the things that what you're seeing on the screen are used eyeglasses. You're seeing parts of our sanitation component. You're seeing the little blue bags. Those are mosquito bed nets. And then you're seeing people from the health center that we work with at Jakor. All right, so the sanitation project, we've done this for probably 4 or 5 years. And we started out with a grant from Rotary Club of Plymouth. They gave us a $2,000 grant to help clean up, because we're working on eliminating malaria. And so what we did was we bought supplies, wheelbarrow, rakes, shovels, brooms, everything that and sand, everything that the community needed to clean up. And the community came out and cleaned up this one area. This was our first effort. And then what the government, the local government did was they declared it a no dumping zone. So people would, be fined if they dumped anything on that area. Well, what happened that year after we cleaned up is that community members from neighboring communities would come to the women, the Japlante women, who I'll talk more about, and borrow these supplies so that they can keep cleaning up their communities. So we've done this probably about 3 to 4 times, and they continue to do it while we're not there. This one is talking about our used eyeglasses. This was the first time I learned the impact of having used eyeglasses, something that's so simple, something that we take for granted, that is so useful, right? And Joseph says, when I visited 5 years ago, it was amazing. The most important thing I learned is that it doesn't take much to make a big impact. In kind and monetary donations of any amount really make a big difference. Everyone is so appreciative for whatever they receive. Just want everyone to know that they can all help. Thank you for sharing that. Yvonne, I'm so glad you're here. Cornisha, hey, welcome. Hey, Carrie, I'm so glad you're here. We're talking about Project Safety Nets, and this is our 10th year. So we're just doing an overview of what we've done for the past 10 years. So this picture on the screen with the this gentleman, we were in the leper colony. And so I was with my godmother this time, and we were passing out eyeglasses. And I remember him trying on glasses till he found one that then he started saying something in his language, and we didn't quite know what he was saying. And Misa interpreted for us, and he was saying, I can see, I can see. And so this moment really helped me to realize how important, how significant it is for, to have these used eyeglasses. And so we continue to deliver used eyeglasses. And last year when we brought probably over 200, maybe 300 used eyeglasses to the Jakar Her Medical Center. People were there before 7 o'clock in the morning, lined up to get a pair of glasses. So, just thank you to everyone who shipped eyeglasses to me, who dropped them off at my house. However you got them to me, thank you so much, because we got them to the people. Alwyn, I'm so glad you're here. Congratulations on your new baby boy. Happy for you and Gina. Also, we're saving lives through mosquito bed nets. Mosquito bed nets, that was my first inspiration. We have pre-treated washable mosquito bed nets that are king size, and they last 4 years, and they're like only $2. And, when we add transportation and things like that, it comes out to about $3. Can you imagine? $3 can make such a big impact, and that's still the most effective way to save lives. And to date, we've delivered over 21,500 mosquito bed nets. And on our next trip, we're looking to do at least 500 more. We've done under health medical missions where we've taken doctors with us, Dr. Philip and Claudia Little from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. They've traveled with us, I think, over 4 times to Senegal and 1 time to Liberia, and has helped us to run the medical clinics. And we've done over 12 medical clinics in the past 10 years. And this is us in the Fulani village. People are lined up waiting to see the doctors. Laverne, that's you writing up a prescription. And Teresa is giving instructions to the people on how to take their medicine. It's amazing that even though we don't speak the language, we do have interpreters with the doctors, and we had interpreters to come in and out of the medicine dispensary. It's amazing, even though we don't speak the language, how we can communicate in our actions. And that was really significant for us. So here's some of the findings that we found in our medical missions. Asthma is huge. High blood pressure, diabetes. Because of the time of the year, we found few cases of malaria. But later on in the year, we would have, like around June to September, we would have saw higher cases of malaria. Parasites was very big. And that's why the anti-parasitic medicine is so important. And we also saw a lot of complications to lack of oral hygiene. So abscess, sore throat, headaches, things based on not having proper oral hygiene. So if you know of any dentists who want to go on a mission field, just please connect us, and that would be a great blessing for us. So over the years, what do we see medically? We've distributed over 21,000 mosquito bed nets in Senegal and Gambia. We have distributed over 2,000 pairs of glasses, 12 medical missions. We've established a maternity ward. And Madam Jagana, she tells us when we go back to visit that they have not lost any babies or any mothers since the maternity ward opened up. We've also delivered thousands of dollars in medical supplies and equipment. The hygiene kits, we also sent 100 hygiene kits to Kenya as well. And we sent some to Togo, and also we had about 5 sanitation cleanup. All right, Laverne, I want you to say something about the economic development and some of the things that we've done so far.
Well, I think it's wonderful when working with the women, and as Ann talked about sustainability, one of the programs that we started was called 2020 Vision. And we were able to get 20 women that sowed a seed into the sustainable solutions for other women to help them start their own businesses. So one thing that Project Safety Net does is we provide microloans to some of the women organizations there. And in providing the loans, the women are able to come up with a business plan and start their own business. And we help oversee that to ensure that the business is progressing along. And so this is one of the women's organizations. One of the screens was showing the chickens. And so what they did is they purchased some chickens, and you can see Ann right next to it. And it's a number of chickens that they would raise. I think it would take about 6 to 8 weeks for those chickens to become full grown. And what they would do, they would sell those chickens to neighboring restaurants or the neighbors in their area, and they would take those funds and be able to purchase more chickens, as well as the funds that were left over. They were able to use that to provide microloans to other women within their organization, helping them to start their own business. So the Jabante women, they are one of our success stories, and we're excited about what God is doing for them and where they're going. And so we're looking forward to working with them as we go back in February with the numerous things that they're doing. And that's just one of the projects that they've done. They're something simple as purchasing chairs. They were able to make a business out of purchasing chairs because there are a number of celebrations within their community. Renting chairs was always the thing that the community did. So what they did with some of the profit is they purchased chairs, and now they also rent the chairs back out to the community. So they were very business minded. So we're looking forward to seeing where they're going from here. And as Ann said, they started with such a small number, and they're close to 50 members, if not more, at this time.
Right. And the amazing thing is they are so innovative. They started with 8, and now, yes, they're close to 50 members. And they take what we've given them and they've multiplied it over and over, because I was really surprised to hear when we were there last year that they have given 28 of their members microloans and have helped those women to start their business. And this is on the bottom of the screen, this big bedspread. That's one of the businesses that the women have started. And it's so amazing because when we go back and support, we are supporting not only the Japonte women as a whole, as an organization, but also the individual businesses that they're birthing. And this is all going to sustainability. Now they've even started renting outdoor tents to host these celebrations. And so these women, they just keep it going. And that's great. Laverne, Rubia Prudence said, this presentation is very insightful. I will do more to help with the cause, Evangelist Laverne Campbell. I'm so glad you're here, Rubia. Anna, I'm glad you're here. Velma, I'm glad you're here. And Benita, thank you for joining us. All right. So the Japonte women, all the stuff that we're talking about, they do it from the roof of their leader's house, right? There's her second floor. And when we talked years ago, she said one of the things that would really solidify their organization is to have a space. They need a skill center space. So we sent them down to the Gambia to look at the skill center in the Gambia and see how that's being operated. And they made 2 trips to the Gambia to do some exchange. And then we went to the mayor to ask for land. And so 2 years in a row, we've been to the mayor's office to seek land. And our last trip, we were given a nice piece of land that's close to the women's houses. And so we're excited about that. We have to raise funds to clear the land, secure the land, and start building their skill center. So that's one of the major projects that we're raising funds for. Do you want to say anything about that?
No, I think it's just wonderful to see how the whole community is actually a part of it. It's not just the women, but the mayor and his staff is very excited and very much a part of making sure this happens. So we're definitely looking forward to see the next step, because they are open to support and help Project Safety Net as we help the Japonte women and their community, because they know as the women progress, the whole community is going to benefit from it.
That's right. And I think the mayor even said that sentence too. He's like, we know the women are the leaders. So this is the site of the their skill center. And by the grace of God, we'll be helping them to build that skill center. It's going to house an early childhood program, a literacy program. There's going to be workrooms in the skill center for the women to produce. They'll have their hen house there. They'll have a multi-purpose room that they can rent out for events, and a community kitchen. They'll also be growing trees and have an arbor around the side of the building. And they'll also have a store there where they can sell their goods and their wares. So they have big vision, lots of nice things that they want to see accomplish or bring to life. They have a huge vision for this land. Dr. Wright, do you want to say anything about that?
Well, I'm just very, I'm kind of blown away at the advancement of the project. You've been keeping me informed, but to see it and hear all the specifics is just, it's just heartwarming.
Yes, yes.
And I'm just touched. I'm honored. I'm really moved by what I'm seeing, and
yes,
to do what I can to help you with the vision.
Well, you stay tuned, because we're gonna have the Dr. Wright hauled. Audrey, I'm so glad you've joined us, and let your dad and mom know that we thank them for the years of support to Project Safety Nets and your church as well. So over the years, what have we done towards sustainability and economic development? We've helped women to start businesses. We've distributed 2 microloans so far. The women started their hen house project, and they've had 14 cycles of raising chickens so far. They've given 28 microloans to their women in their auxiliary, and they've done the sanitation business. They educate people about the importance of keeping the community clean and free of litter. They They have party goods that they rent, the chairs and tents. They the hen house is going strong. They have cooking businesses. We've started cooking businesses. We send people to beauty school, apprenticeship school, college, and we've helped people to start their own vending services. So those are the things that we've done with the contributions that we've received to promote sustainability, because we believe in the concept that if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you teach him how to fish, he'll be able to eat for a lifetime. But if you go see about the pond that he's fishing in, guess what? He'll be healthier. And so we are excited about that. Some of the other things that we do in Senegal is we take time to visit with the lepers. I remember the first time my godmother told me about the lepers, I didn't realize that people still lived with leprosy and they're still the outcasts of society. And we go and we spend time with them and they look for us. I remember I didn't go to Senegal in 2015. And when I went back in 2016, they were like, where have you been? They were looking for us. And so just going and interacting with them has been amazing. And Laverne, I'm gonna have you speak to this because you have had a heart for the lepers.
Yes, this is my baby. I love the project, this part of the project. And so with the lepers, because of the donations given, especially I've solicited in Connecticut, numerous churches and individuals in Connecticut have really supported the Project Safety Net, and they've really sewn into the life of the lepers. What we were able to do over time, we started with the bags of hope. So bags of hope are backpacks that we provided that the men and the women and even sometimes the children that live on the street, they would have hygiene things like toothbrush, toothpaste, we'd give washcloths, some pain medication, flip-flops, just a number of things. And then what they're able to do is use that backpack. If they ever needed to leave their area, they can put their items in it and take it with them. But at nighttime, they could even stuff it and use it as a pillow. Along with that, what we were able to do is the last few years, we were able to develop a feeding program. And so we were able to provide them with a hearty meal. We had some of the locals cook meals for them, and we were able to share with them a hearty meal. And so I just love the opportunity to come and to share with them and spend time with them. And, even just to sit next to them, love on them, because, they don't get touched. They don't, people don't spend time with them, and they're not able to support themselves. So just being able to share the love of those from the States and bring it across the ocean and just share with them. I love it. And so I look forward to what we're going to do with them in this next coming February.
Yes, and those bags of hope started with Dr. Barbara Garrison. She had a real heart for that, and that's Dr. Wright's sister, and she started going with Dr. Wright over 20 years ago. And so she had a heart for the bags of hope. Am I saying that right, Sister Wright?
Yes, you are.
Okay, and so she, I think she even came up with the name Bags of Hope, and she would get donations from the Illinois District Council, and that's how I learned to put the Bags of Hope together. We would sort the donations out. We collect toiletry items throughout the year, and we would sort them out when we get there, and put them in the bags and just pass them to people. I remember the first bag of hope that I delivered when I was on one of my first trip. The person, we had given away everything, and I was holding that little plastic bag. It was like a Cub grocery store bag, and this little old lady, she begged me for the bag. She just wanted the bag like she wanted something from America, and it just touched my heart, and I was able to see how important it is, not just to go and say, hey, Jesus loves you and things like that, but to have something physical to impart unto people. That's such an important part of what we do. And over the years, we've done some other things. We've visited orphanages, and Ivy was online with us, but she had to go get the kids ready for bed. Ivy and Teresa was with us, and the top picture is an orphanage in Dakar itself, where one of our supporters, he was adopted from that orphanage, and now he and Calvin and Oscar, he and his brother Oscar, now every year they do a fundraiser, a art crawl at their house to raise monies to send back to that orphanage. And when we go to the orphanage and give the money, I think last year they sent over $800, plus they gave money to Project Safety Nets to buy mosquito bed nets on top of that. So their art crawl has become this really big event every year. And so when we go and we give the monies to the nun, it's run by Catholic nuns. Oh my gosh, they're always so amazed and so grateful. I remember last year also I brought some A&D ointments for the babies, and she just was so excited. So there's a huge need at that orphanage for milk, for medicine, for washing machine and different things like that. And Dr. Wright, do you recognize this person?
I see little Lou. Yes, I do.
That's Falu, and he's just amazing. He helps to run the family business, and one of the places and one of the people who's become family to us. We also, people who travel with us on these missions trip, it's more than just going and working. We expose everyone who travels with us to make sure that they get a rich cultural experience. And so we'll visit places like Ile de Gore Island, where there's the door of no return. We take the ferry across. Gore Island was significant in the slave trade, where they would hold captured Africans there until they got enough cargo to ship to the Western world. And so we always go there to pay homage to our ancestors. Also, when we're in the Gambia, we go to, I think it's called, is it James Island? I think it's called James Island in the Gambia, which was a part of, a lot of us are familiar with it from the movie Roots and the book Roots by Alex Haley, where it tells the story of Kunta Kinte and his journey and how he was captured. And the bottom there, you see the Kambi Balongo River that they talk about in Roots. And it's so amazing to be there in Kunta Kinte's village and to visit his family. I think they're down to eight generation of Kunta Kinte's family now. And even the experience that we have in delivering mosquito bed nets to Kunta Kinte's family. Can you imagine? It just gives me chills to think about that. We also visit the Monument de la Renaissance, which is probably, I don't know if it's still the tallest statue monument in the world. I think it's like 197 steps to the first level. And then there's a museum in there, and then we take the elevator up to the crown of the man's head. And this is us standing in the crown of the man's head and looking over Dakar. So again, when people travel with us to Senegal, they get a rich cultural experience. We enjoy the people, we enjoy the culture, we enjoy the music, we enjoy the country, and we do missions. So this is us at Lac Rose, and this is not Gore Island, but Pink Lake, where we have the water turns pink based on how hot the sun is, and because of the different things in the water, and people go out every day to mine salt. And this is the salt that's shipped to like America and to Europe, and it's used in the streets, on the streets, and some of it is sent to the refinery to become table salt. And we found a new attraction where that's Laverne and visiting with the camels down there. We also visit the safari and have a good relaxing time after we're done with all the work. And all the people who travel with us with Project Safety Nets, we do not leave Senegal until we have an authentic dinner at Binta's and Maisa. And up in the upper right-hand corner is Maisa Yai. He is our project manager on ground in Senegal, and nothing really happens without Maisa. He protects us, he watches over us, he makes our arrangements. There's a huge language barrier, even though we're learning how to speak French and Wolof, but Maisa sees to things happening for us, and we're so grateful for that. And him and his family always host us for dinner. So what's next for Project Safety Nets? I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to wrap up here. We have a trip that's coming up in February 16th through March 2nd. And we're looking forward to that. We're accepting donations to help us to continue as we go into our 11th year. We're going to be doing big things. We're launching our website, and that should be launched sometime this week, and we'll notify our subscribers. If you're not subscribed to Project Safety Nets, please send us your email address so we can keep you posted. We're working on developing our board of directors so that we have more working people as this organization expands. We need more help. We have an intern, Elorm is our intern, and she's working a lot on our social media presence, and she's working on our website. I'm so grateful for her. She's a high school student here in Georgia, and she's taken this internship as a credit for her class. She'll get class credit for it. And our big thing is, while we're still distributing mosquito bed nets, our big thing is focusing on funding for the skill center for the Japante women. So there's ways to help. We need your help. We're moving forward. That's me and my godmother, probably, 10 years ago. I remember we took that picture. So we need you to partner with us. We need you to help us financially. You can be a one-time contributor, or some of our supporters are monthly contributors, which help to make a difference. As you can see, it doesn't take much money to support Project Safety Nets or to support the things that we do. We need volunteers, so we're looking for more members for our board of directors. And we need Project Safety Nets ambassadors, people to spread the word, people to talk about Project Safety Nets, to help us secure resources. And we're going to have an ambassador training coming up later on this year. And we're looking for people to help us with administrative duties, or people to connect us with resources. So there's always ways to help. If you want to host a fundraiser, we're open to that. Whatever you want to do, we want you to see yourself in Project Safety Nets. And also there are services available. So if you want somebody to come and speak to your groups, or help you to train your missions team, Laverne and I are available to do that. If you're looking for consultants on how to start your own program, or you want us to teach you how to build your team, our services are available. Contact us. We'll be willing to promote, help you to do what we're doing with Project Safety Nets. So that's wow, that's a lot. We've covered a lot. And if you want to contact us, we are on Twitter, we're on Snapchat, we're on YouTube, we are on Instagram, we are on Pinterest, we are on Facebook, we have our website that's launching this week. You turn around, anywhere you look, you will see us, Project Safety Nets, where we are creating sustainable solutions for people through education, health, and economic development. So we're going to have closing remarks from Laverne and Dr. Wright, and we're going to say good night and embark on our 11th year.
So as we're excited about going into this 11th year, just note that any investment you make, your investment of your time, your resources, your funds, your gifts into Project Safety Net will be well managed, and we will maximize it. So again, thank you for showing interest and thank you for your prayers. But we look forward to you joining the team in any way that you can, because anything that you sow, that seed will be multiplied. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Wright?
Congratulations to Sister Dillard and Laverne. And just continue to do what you're doing and continue to stay strong and healthy and allow the Lord to use you in the great way that he's using you. Our prayers are with you and you have our support. Love you. I'm very proud and very pleased to see how God has blessed you. And I'll be traveling with you vicariously from henceforth and forevermore. God bless you and congratulations on 10 years of an awesome project.
Thank you.
To God be the glory for the things.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory is correct.
Amen.
And I just want to say thank you to my family, my husband, for supporting through these 10 years and even traveling with us. And for everyone who's stuck with us or, you know, doing whatever you can do to help us encourage and save lives. It's not taken lightly and it's much appreciated. And feel free to make a donation, which is tax deductible, to www.paypal.me/Project Safety Nets. And we, like Laverne said, your funds will be well used and well managed, and you will know exactly how we use it. Like and share this video, follow us on social media, and we want to hear from you. Thank you for joining us, and God bless you.
Bye-bye.